Hi, hello guys, this is Vijay, biology lecturer from Aileba Junior College. As you know that we have started our NEET series. Based on that we are discussing about NEET chemistry and NEET biology, each and every subject and the chapter in detail, and followed by we are practicing the previous year question papers. In that category today we are going to discuss about NEET biology unit 2, the biological classification. Under this category we are going to discuss about bryophytes or bryophyta. Let's start. So now let us talk about in detail about this bryophytes or bryophyta. Let us talk from the beginning of each and every general characteristic features of bryophytes. Let us talk in detail about the general characteristic features of bryophytes. In that category, first let us talk about habitat. Yes, bryophytes. The members of the bryophytes, they live in more or less sandy places or the moist place. The area where it is very cold or the stagnant water or moist area or the damp soil, there we could able to see the members of the species under the category of bryophytes. Some of the bryophytes, they could inhabit the bogs and the swamp area, the marshy land and the mangrove forest. So in those areas we could able to see the members of the organisms belongs to bryophytes. Okay, and still there are few more organisms we could able to see in the rainforest. There it occurs abundantly as an epiphytes. Epiphytes is nothing but the members of bryophytes. They could able to survive on the other plants. So they could able to survive on the leaves or trunks of the trees, very big trees or the huge trees or other plants. They also could able to be noticed growing on the damp soil and the the rocks and the historical monuments like or the historical buildings, the walls of the building or fort of the building, like where we could able to see the members belongs to these bryophytes. So habitat of the bryophytes, usually they could survive in the cold area or the moist or the damp soil. Okay, let us talk about the structure or thallus, the body of the organism. Okay, so the plant that represent two morphological distinct generation. In bryophytes we could able to see two different morphological feature. So usually we could able to see the morphological feature of the bryophytes as the gametophytic and the sporophytic. Okay, gametophytic and sporophytic. So two different morphological features can be seen in the thallus. Next, talking about this gametophytic phase. During this gametophytic phase, it is the dominant phase that could be seen in the life cycle of bryophytes, and in general the plant body which is termed as for this particular phase like bryophytes. Then sporophytic phase, also the additional phase that can be seen followed by this gametophytic phase during its life cycle. Talking about the plant body is primitive structure or the primitive forms. Say for example like Rixia, Marchanta, it's thalloid. But in Moses we could able to see like Funaria. These may be differentiated into rhizoids, stem and leaves. So these are the primitive type of living beings. The thallus of Rixia and Marchantia, they are attached to the substratum by the unicellular or unbranched rhizoids. Rhizoids are nothing but, earlier we discussed about it, roots like structure or the modification of root we could able to say, but actually these members belongs to the bryophytes are most primitive type. So there we could not able to see the well developed roots. Instead we could able to see like rhizoids like structure. These rhizoids are like root like structures. Okay, and the plant body, which is made up of simple very thin walled of the parenchyma cells or parenchymatous cells, and which includes like the xylem phloem like vascular tissues and the mechanical tissues like the sclerenchyma, they all together which are lagging in the bryophytes. We cannot able to see such a vascular tissues and the mechanical tissues. Okay, so now let us talk about the reason why the bryophytic members are usually found in moist places. There are few reasons. Say for example, in the absence of true roots, in the bryophyte, the members of the bryophyte, we cannot able to see the well developed root system. Say for example, like tap root system, adventitious root system cannot be seen, and the cells are able to absorb the water directly from the ground or the atmosphere. So there are no root system, true root system. That is the reason usually these bryophytes are present nearby the moist places. And there are one more reason for the organism surviving near the moist places, that is the biflagellate sperms of the bryophytes. They require water for their movement to reach the archegonium. Archegonium is nothing but the female sex organ. During the fertilization, the biflagellated sperms are require water as a medium for the traveling to reach the archegonium for the fusion and to proceed the fertilization process. That is the reason the organisms, they are mostly surviving nearby the moist soil. Okay, now let us talk about the height of the thallus or the body, the organism. See, mosses, they usually reaches heights. Funaria is the best example. They could able to reach for the height of 1 to 3 centimeter, and they are very rarely we could able to see 15 centimeter in height. The tallest species of the mosses that have been reported 60 centimeter in the New Zealand, a particular type of species under this category of bryophytes. We have discussed about the habitat structure in detail and the reason why they are present, the bryophytes, the reason why the bryophytes are present near the moist soil, moist places, we have discussed. Now let us talk about the economic importance of the bryophytes. Economic importance of bryophytes. Yes, now let us talk about the economic importance of bryophytes. What are the economic importance? Say for example, the beet deposits of the sphagnum. Sphagnum is an aquatic mosses present under the category of bryophytes, and they are cut into the blocks, dried and used as a fuel. It is used as a fuel, and the reason is they could have the absorptive power or antiseptic properties, and also which is used for the dressing of the wound during when a person who got injury. So we are using the sphagnum as a dressing material for the wound places. So these all are the few economic importance. So apart from this, the peat, which is valuable for the farmers during when it is added to the clay soil, it improves the texture of the soil or the soil purification or the soil sedimentation rate. So soil enrichment that could be maintained by the beat of the sphagnum. So they could help for the farmers during the cultivation of the crops, and they also used as an important organism for the soil erosion. So to control the soil erosion, these organisms are helping to give the firm for the soil layers, and the extensive carpets or the mats that could be prepared by this kind of organism. So these all are the few examples for the economic importance. Okay, so now let us talk about reproduction. As I said earlier about the thallus, the structure, they could show the two variation phase during its life cycle, such as the gametophytic phase and the sporophytic phase. So these will show the variation of the reproduction in this particular organism. Let us talk about reproduction in detail. During the maturity, the gametophytes, which are nutritionally, they are independent. They will not depend for the organism. And while the sporophytes, they are depending upon as well as being permanently attached to the gametophyte. Okay, so usually the bryophytes, they reproduce vegetative propagation or vegetative reproduction by means of the formation of tubers and formation of gemmae and by means of the process of fragmentation. So these all are the few examples for the vegetative reproduction that could be takes place by the bryophytes. During the sexual reproduction, the male sex organ usually, which is called as antheridium, and the female sex organ usually called as archegonium, and both are distinctly present in the gametophytic stage. And this antheridium, that is made up of the mass of androcytes, which are enclosed by the sterile jacket, and each androcyte that could gives rise to biflagellate sperm. So these biflagellate sperms are also called as the male gamete, and they could move in the moist area or utilizing the water as a medium to reach the archegonium, and they could fuse in the archegonium, then the fertilization that could start. Okay, so sexual reproduction that usually occurs in the bryophytes by means of oogamous method or oogamous type. Now the structure of the archegonium, let us talk in brief. The archegonium, it is a multicellular flask-like structure, a flask-shaped structure, a flower vase-like structure, and which is lower dilated and swollen part, that is called as the venter, and the slender elongated part, the upper part, that is called as the neck. And the sex organs, which are usually antheridium and the archegonium, which are multicellular structure, and they are jacketed, perfectly packed. And the venter that encloses the eggs, which are also called as the female gamete, and the venter canal cell, and the neck, which encloses the row of the neck canal cell. Okay, synchymy, during the fertilization, that could be takes place in the water. The sperms usually swim in the water and to reach the archegonium, and one of the sperm among the thousands of sperm, one of the sperm that could fuse with the egg to form the diploid zygote. This is what by means of the sexual reproduction, and that reaches for the fertilization further. So reproduction could be occurs by means of vegetative propagation and by means of sexual reproduction, and also there are two major phase can be seen, like the sporo gametophytic phase and sporophytic phase. So these are the two major phases can be seen. The organism belongs to the bryophytes. Now we have discussed in detail about the gametophyte, presence of archegonium and the antheridium in detail. Now let us talk about sporophytic phase or sporozoite or sporophyte. Okay, see, sporophyte, these are the developing embryo that is retaining inside the venter, which is present in the archegonium, and finally that could develop into the sporangium or sporophytic structure. So these sporophytic structure or the sporangia are partially or completely dependent upon the gametophyte. So they are depending for the gametophyte, but the gametophyte which is not depending for sporophyte. And sporangium that is usually differentiated into three different parts such as foot, seta and capsule. In the Rixia, the foot and seta which are absent, that we cannot be seen, and capsule which is embedded in the thallus. In the Rixia, even the sex organs which are found inside the thallus. Next, in capsule, the meiosis that could occurs, the spore mother cells that could develop into the haploid spores, and these spores are homospores, that is nothing but the only one type of the spore, which are also called as the young gametophyte. And these particular haploid spores, after the dispersal from the capsule, they may germinate either directly into the gametophyte or thallus, like you can see in the example like Rixia or the Marchantia, or it may form the filamentous structure called protonema, and which bears the adventitious buds like structure that could be able to give the leafy plant in some species. Okay, so now let us talk about alternation of generation. Alternation of generation means any living organism, they could form the complicated structures during its life cycle or two different phases during its life cycle. That is called alternation of generation. Say for example, the members belongs to the bryophytes. Usually they could exhibit the distinct heteromorphic type of the structure or the thallus. Say for example, the members belongs to the bryophytes, they are involving for two different types of the thallus structure. And one is said to be the gametophytic phase, or the other one is said to be the sporophytic phase. During the first phase, the gametophyte that could produce the male and the female gametes distinctly, separately, and which are also respectively called as antheridium and archegonium. Whereas in the sporophytic phase, that could start immediately after the fertilization of the egg, which is present inside the venter of the archegonium, and that could develop into the sporangium called the sporophytic phase. And these sporangium, usually they could able to produce the haploid cells or haploid mother cells, haploid mother sporoid cells, and usually these cells are formed after the meiosis cell division. Okay, so these particular the formation of the gametophytic phase and the sporophytic phase, that leads for the term alternation generation of bryophytes. So in the bryophytes, you see, we could able to see two different phases during its life cycle of the members. That is the reason we are calling it as alternation of generation. Now let us have a difference, a quick view about the difference between sporophyte and the gametophyte of the members bryophytes. Now, talking about the sporophyte, the definition for sporophyte, these sporophyte are multicellular structure and diploid structure in the life cycle of the plant. Okay, whereas talking about the gametophyte, you see, these structures are the multicellular structure and they are haploid structures during the life cycle it forms. Then, talking about the cell's nature, the cell's nature of the sporophytes are diploid, the cell's nature of the gametophytes are haploid. Next, the sporophytes, how it is formation, let us talk about. The formation of sporophytes usually occurs from the zygote, whereas the gametophyte, they could occurs due to the germination of the meiospores, which are also called the sporophytes or the sporospores. Okay. Now talking about the production, sporophytes are usually produces spores after the meiosis, whereas the gametophytes usually produces gametes without meiosis. So here the gametes are haploid nature of two different distinct called male and female gamete, antheridium and archegonium, they are respectively called as. Now reproduction occurs in the sporophyte, takes place by asexual mode of reproduction, and the meiospores do not take part in the sexual reproduction. However, they form into the gametophyte. Whereas talking about the reproduction in the gametophytes they takes part in the sexual reproduction, and gametes fuse to form the diploid zygotic structure. So these are the difference between the sporophyte and the gametophyte. Okay, when we are talking about this gametophyte, we have discussed about the formation of haploid cells, which are also called as antheridium and archegonium. Let us talk about the difference between antheridium and archegonium. Antheridium, which are also called as the male sexual organ, and the archegonium, which are also called as a female sex organ. Then talking about the shape, antheridium are usually a round shape or a club like structure, and archegonium, they are like a flower vase or a flower flask like structure. And antheridium, which is made up of the outer layer, jacket, and the mass of the anthrocyte which are present inside. Archegonium, which is made up of neck and venter, two different parts which are present. And antheridium, number of gametes are produced, large number of gametes are produced, or many number of gametes are produced. In archegonium, usually single female gamete to be produced, which are also called as the egg cells or the oosphere, which is present inside the venter. And mobility, talking about the motility, in the antheridium, the gametes which are produced called male gametes are the sperms, or these are motile usually, and they are biflagellated. They could able to swim in the water. Whereas in archegonium, the female gametes usually are non-motile, and they cannot travel, and they are not non-flagellated as well. So these are the major difference between antheridium and archegonium. So far guys, we have discussed in detail about the unit 2 biological classification. In that the subtopic we have discussed Bryophyta in detail with two examples like liverwort, merchantia and funaria in detail. And this particular chapter we will continue with one more subtopic in another video. Until then, thank you guys.